What up, guys? It's Damien, Friendly Neighborhood Comic Dad, back again. This week, we're going to do a original art episode. I'm going to show you some pages from a comic I was working on back in like early 90s when I was working Lost Dutchman. Original character me and a custom came up with named Mark. I think it was called the Glass Guardian or Glass Hero, but can't wait to show you guys some of the artwork. Let's get it. All right, guys, pretty excited for this episode. Show off some of my artwork from way back in the day. Pretty much what the deal was with this comic was I used to work at a comic book store called Lost Dutchman Comics back in the day, 90s, late 80s, early 90s. And a customer came in and saw me doodling during the slow period in the store, and he said, "Hey, you thought about drawing comics?" And I said, "Yeah, it would be a cool thing to try and do." And he started spitballing ideas, and we came up with this character called Glass Hero or Glass Guardian. And we were talking about, trying to make it feel like kind of an older school story, because during the 90s, a lot of the comics were getting like darker and grittier and stuff, and we wanted to try and make it a little bit more lighthearted, more fun stories, as opposed to what the trend was back then. So we came up with like a 4-page origin story, and a trend back then was companies would put out like little preview comics called ash cans or smaller books, and we made a smaller ash can for Glass Guardian. I don't know if you guys, I'll try and show the pictures the best I can, the art the best I can, and I'll do commentary as I show you guys the art and the pages. But that was the ash can. It was a 4-part story. 4-page story. There's page 1, and so on. There's a couple other pages. I'll show you a couple in there. But when you're doing the artwork, you do it on larger pieces of paper, and I'm mainly going to show you those in this video. So these are the original arts from that ash can, the cover and the 4 pages. And Glass Guardian, we were charging $2, and we printed off like 400 ash cans, and we signed and numbered them and stuff, trying to make it worth your while to get them. That's the cover there. Then the first page of the ash can issue. Trying to get it all in frame for you guys. Making of a hero. There's page 2. Show you some of the up close panels. We kind of did kind of a quick origin story in this ash can for the character, like how he got his powers and whatnot. Some of the expressions are a trip. But basically, this guy is on a hiking trip to try and clear his mind and de-stress, and he comes across this cave, and he sees like this glass shard, and he touches it, and particles from the shard get into his bloodstream, and he gets all these cool like glass powers. He finds out he can like shoot shards of glass. He can make these like glass discs and levitate and fly on them, and trying to decide what he wants to do with this power. Does he want to, just use them for profit, or does he want to try and help people out? And that's the first appearance of what the character would look like in the last page of the ash can. Glass Guardian #1 coming soon. Okay, now I'm going to show you, we didn't get the whole first issue done. I was working page by page, and I was trying to get all the action sequence stuff and choreographed fights and stuff done first, and then do like the dialogue heavy, kind of the boring pages last. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to show you guys page by page what we had done for the first issue. I got 14 pages done of the first issue, and then we just kind of I don't know if it was I didn't get paid for the art I was doing or what the deal was that we just kind of dropped doing it. My memory's a little hazy on that, but it was a cool experience, and I had fun trying to choreograph the fights and show displays and basic storytelling. I was a little hard on myself back then, but looking at these pages years later, it's pretty cool. Okay, here's the cover to number one. A nice dynamic shot of our main character breaking through glass. And we were going to have, like the ash can, we were going to have the logo Glass Guardian all up in here and, you know, first issue and all this stuff. That's the cover. Okay, and then the first page, splash page. And I'll kind of bring it in close and kind of go up and down for you guys so you can kind of check it out. And then pull back so you can see the entire page too. That was page one. He's pretty much picks up after the ash can where he decides he wants to try and do good. So he's just out patrolling the city. He's trying to exercise his fight skills and stuff. And I was kind of real big on not showing the same flight scene twice. So I was trying to work on, you know, different views and poses of him in flight. And it's basically, you know, him training his flight through the city. Okay, page three. He's continuing his flight, and some people see him. They're all, "Hey, check it out, it's Glass Guardian." They don't know who he is, but hey, he's a glass guy flying around. And he's just floating around. He sees a bank robbery in progress. So he decides to put a stop to that and shoots glass shards out to flatten the tire of the getaway car. The crooks see it and they'll, "Screw that, let's get him." Start blasting at him. And I'll zoom out for that page. Okay, the next page, Glass Guardian throws up a bulletproof glass shield to deflect the bullets. And then fires a solid, like heavy glass ball at the dude in shotgun shooting at him, knocks his butt out. Okay, next page. The driver tries to make a getaway. Glass Guardian descends down and tackles him to the ground. And then he uses glass manacles to subdue him for the cops to come get him later. Okay, then there was going to be some dialogue scenes and character building stuff in between the next action sequence. And that's where this next page picks up, is a beginning of another action scene. He's transitioning from his normal look into his Glass Guardian figure. And he takes off because he found out there's another attack going on in the city. Some like rampaging glacier monster looking dude. So he shows up to try and stop him. Trying to pull up for that. All right, next page. He starts shooting glass at the guy. And then the monster has had enough of that. He grabs the car, picks it up. He's going to hurl it at him. Glass Guardian's trying to get out of the way. Okay. Then the glacier monster just hurls the car at him. The car is not the greatest car. Glass Guardian, he's a rookie, right? He's trying to learn his power, so he figures, okay, he'll try and use a glass shield again to see if that's going to help, and it doesn't. He gets nailed. The shield breaks. He goes flying. And then continues on the next page. He gets knocked into a wall, tries to recover himself, collect his thoughts. What's he going to do to beat this guy? And he charges back towards him. The glacier monster snaps off a light post as Glass Guardian shooting glass shards at him again. Okay, and then the next page, the glacier monster just nails him with that lamppost. Just one big shot. Boom. Sends Glass Guardian flying backwards. Okay, on the next page, Guardian's trying to collect himself, and the glacier monsters come right at him, charging at him. Glass Guardian tries to throw up another shield to try to prevent the assault, and the monster sees his reflection, and he pauses, like he didn't know he looked like that. So Glass Guardian takes that moment to create a solid glass bat to try and defend himself. All right, and then the second to last page that I completed, he's just teeing off on the glacier monster with that bat he created. And as he's striking him, I tried to show the force of the hits, but as he's hitting him with the bat, it's starting to crack. He's hitting him so hard. And then with the last swing of the bat shatters, and the glacier monster starts to topple. Pull that back. And then the last page that I completed was just the aftermath scene of the glacier monster getting tagged with that bat, and he's out. And Glass Guardian's all, wow, he can't believe he did it. And there's a cop there, to make the collar on the glacier monster. And that was it for that comic that I was working on. It was a pretty cool experience. I kind of like the lighthearted type approach we took to it. The rookie learned his powers and stuff. But yeah, I just kind of stalled out, but it was fun doing. And I hope you guys liked checking out the artwork. There's going to be a bonus section after this. I'm going to show you a little bit of other artwork I did and some other little comic book dabbling that me and my brother did shortly. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we're back with a bonus segment. I'm going to show you some other artwork and a couple comic pages of stuff that me and my bro were messing around with. I showed this one on the last video as a teaser. It's a Gambit drawing I did for E. Then we got a big battle shot between Spidey and Venom. If you guys see anything you like, please comment and let me know what you dug. I'd like to get some feedback on this stuff. Little vampire sketch I did. Then this, I should have showed in the Glass Guardian segment. This was a character I was designing as a foe for Glass Guardian. Okay, next up is another battle scene. This one's between Sabretooth and Wolverine. And this one was done in just ballpoint pen. All the shading and all the dark and thin lines, that was all ballpoint pen. It's crazy. Like, look at the teeth and shading on these guys. It's details pretty sick on this one. Okay, this one was 2013. Did a Thor drawing for M. Colored in pencil. Then this was a character. It's an anime or manga character that M was into. I believe it was from Homestuck, but they wanted me to do my version of it, and that's what I came up with. Okay, this one was 2015. Did a drawing a Daredevil for the kiddos. Okay, this one's 2017, and this was some new like paintbrush marker type things that M got. They're super talented art-wise, and they wanted me to try them out, so I drew a Nightcrawler using those markers. Okay, and then the last little bit I got here is comics that me and my bro were messing with back in the day. Okay, the next one is just a one page of a comic of a trio of creature hunters that were blessed by the church to hunt down all kinds of vampires and werewolves or whatever. And each character had a unique look and, you know, a unique specialty weapon that they used. This dude used like blade type wrist things. This guy was good with like spears and wooden stuff, and this guy's like nunchucks, and I think he has a blade on his nunchuck. But this scene, they're in a tunnel, and they come across this major vampire dude that they're gonna try and take out. And that was, we only did one page of that. Okay, and then next up, we did like an intercompany mashup where the crime bosses, mob bosses from Gotham City are just tired of getting hassled by Batman and Robin, and they want to just end him. So they pull the money together and they want to hire an assassin to take him out, and they hire none other than Sabretooth from Marvel to take out Batman and Robin. And we did 3 pages of this. This was kind of cool to do. You know, it starts off with Robin getting choked out by Sabretooth, and Sabretooth's looking for Batman. He's like, where is he? And little do you know that right behind Sabretooth's Batman. So let the boy go. That's page 1 of that. Second page starts off, okay, I'll let him go. Whatever you say. And they just start going at it. Batman charges Sabretooth. Sabretooth leaps at Batman, and boom, they just start going at it. Little thick on the blood. Pretty cool. And then the last page that we did was just continuing the fight scene. You got Batman and Sabretooth going at Batman. Throws a punch to Sabretooth. Sabretooth knees him in the head. Winds up for a shot. Just racks Batman in the chest. Robin's throwing a rope to try and subdue him. Tangles him up and then gives him a kick to the face. And then I'll see, check the whole page. And that's it, guys. Hope you like checking out the artwork and the comic I was working on. Pretty fun memories of it. It was pretty cool. Anyway, that was it for this week. Hope you guys liked it. Please comment, let me know what you guys saw that you liked, and